Good morning. Welcome to Dr. Wise Money, and it's drwisemoney.com. Today, I'll be talking about things that I did in medical school that helped me with being able to pay off of all of my student loans a couple months after medical school graduation, as well as a few things that I wish I knew but didn't do. So hopefully, all you dedicated, hardworking, nose to the book med student out there, I hope I can help you. And just so that you don't feel like we're any different. I was a bookworm too. I studied real hard. I was top of my class, and did pretty well in USMLE. So you could have some energy to manage your finance, and when you do preventative medicine, such as debt prevention, you do really well down the road. It's worthwhile to spend a little bit of effort. If you think about it, at this stage in your life as a medical student, how many dollars an hour do you think your time is worth? $15, $50, $300, $1,000,000. In fact, to me, at this point, I realized, but it's 6 years after medical school started, that my time is worth infinite amount of money. No money can really buy back time. So, however, if you use your time, wisely early on in your career, both professionally and financially, you'll do a lot better down the road. That's time value of money, which we'll address another day. But basically, the things that really helped me to reduce my student loan debt when most of my friends in the same situation with a family, with kids, with non-working spouses, usually they end up with $400,000 of debt because simply our cost of tuition each year is about $100,000, and then you factor into the fact that you have various loan origination fee that ranges from like 0.5% to 4%, plus the fact that interest rate could be 7 up to 9 or even 11% depending on which tier, how much loan you're borrowing. And so people get pretty intrigued, like, how did you pay off your loan if other people are owing $300,000, $400,000? I mean, the truth is, I didn't incur as much debt. So number one thing that I did, of course, is to have some income during medical school. And it's not difficult at all. I have two jobs. One of them is tutoring, MCAT, and then later on evolve into tutoring USMLE, which is something that I just love. And most of us coming into med school are nerds anyways. We're pretty good at taking tests, and we could tutor other people that simultaneously help us with our learning and understanding, and conceptualization. So tutoring was one aspect, and the other is research assistance, and the other is working at a library. I work at a library maybe 30 hours a week, and that might be the maximum for work study, sometimes 40 hours. But doing that, I was just studying and socializing and hanging out, and it's not doing something I wouldn't do anyway, so why not get paid for it? So definitely look into those opportunities on campus. Look for work study award, and they're $15 an hour, which is very well compensated if you use that time to study. So you technically are not saying your time is worth $15. Your time is still worth infinite amount because you're empowering yourself with knowledge while you're getting paid. Now, another thing that I really did, which you can read in other podcasts and at my blog for more details, is utilizing credit card intentionally and cautiously and creatively. I did some calculation. Basically, I saved $60,000 just in student loan interest because I used credit card creatively. Writing the 0% interest rate, getting cash back, and all that kind of stuff. Those seems like little sands and granular sands, but they add up into a sand dune soon before you realize it. So at graduation, I have $60,000 less of total debt just in interest compared to my cohorts, in addition to the fact that I had some income that helped alleviate and reduce that debt. And also, I didn't have this available to me, but you might. Some of my classmates, started with, another career in life already, and they have a house, and they can easily do home equity loan, which is 3.5%, 3.2%, depending on your credit and how much you owe on the house. It's amazing compared to the 7% that we're paying federal government. So the idea is basically just carry trade. In other words, you're trying to reduce the interest rate on what whatever you have to borrow, and you also try to minimize what you have to borrow. And then another thing is scholarships. Write an essay. I know there's not a whole lot of financial aid based, like we all have financial needs, but they're not going to give us free money anymore. We're considered graduate students, and after bachelor degrees, we don't really get grants and money that we don't pay back anymore. But there are a lot of worthwhile scholarship. You spend 2 hours, 5 hours, even 10 hours working on an application, and you get even $5,000. That's $500 an hour. It's pretty worthwhile. And it's never bad to be reflective and writing an essay about yourself and putting together a CV. Those actions are actually helpful for other endeavors down the road. So we've talked about jobs. Go for credit cards or something that offers you much lower interest rate as opposed to student loans, and go for scholarship. So now it brings us to one thing that I didn't do, and I wish I could go back in time and do it, is that I should have totally did Roth IRA and contributed all 4 years of my undergraduate and all 4 years of my medical school, because I've always worked throughout my life. And I started officially getting tax return when I was 16 as tutor and front desk receptionist. And if I were to start putting money away, $5,000 or $5,500 a year starting at 16, today when I'm approaching 32, I would have been really well off. And to think all those money is contributed into a Roth IRA where it's post-tax dollars, meaning I pay taxes the year that I contribute that money into my retirement account and never pay taxes again. So imagine if I only made about $6,000 my junior year of summer, and I contribute all of that into my Roth IRA, and I didn't pay any taxes because when I report, I got a tax return. I got a refund. So it's literally putting money away that can grow indefinitely, and paying 0 to very minimal taxes compared to the taxes I would pay as an attending, which is probably 40%. So money that's invested today or yesterday or the day before yesterday is a lot more powerful than money invested tomorrow. So that's the lesson that I wish someone shared with me. I would have had so much nest egg for my retirement. Right now I can retire in 2023 when I'm 38. If I'd have done that, I probably could retire even before I finish residency. So that's just my advice to you, and hats off to you for working so hard. You're dedicated, intelligent, brilliant, wonderful individual. You deserve to take care of yourself and your family, as well as your calling in life, which is to take care of the society. So I hope this helped you out a little bit. If you have any questions, comment below or go visit my blog where a lot of discussion is happening and a lot of good detailed information, step by step how to do things is there. Again, it's drwisemoney.com. So until then, I'll see you next time. Bye.